Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Mirza bin Arif and I will now proceed on the introduction of the project. So for the introduction, as for the initiation for the study, the definition of ergonomic is said to be as the design of the workplace apparatus, equipment, machine, product environment and system that need to take humans' physical, physiological, biochemical and physiological capabilities into account. Besides that, being in ergonomics working environment is proven to be able to optimize the effectiveness and productivity of a working system. So, relating to the study, as known that the industrial world is evolving in fast pace day by day, the manufacturing companies has been under pressure by the market competition. This is because the higher the production or the manufacturing process of a company, the bigger the margin of the profit for them. The parameter that is monitored to maintain the performance is production capacity, work in process, and cost efficient. So let's move on to the problem statement. There are two problem statements. The work-related ill health of the people in workplace is ignored and not monitored in serious view. And secondly, less ergonomic working style is implemented. Next, the objective. There are three objectives, which is lessen the lead time by small or big margin, increase the manufacturing time per unit, and lastly, increase productivity and create ergonomic working environment. And lastly, the scope is the manufacturing companies' employees that are exposed to the work-related musculoskeletal injuries that are rarely get through investigation by the companies.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we continue with the literature review. Generally, we know that manufacturing companies are under pressure to improve their production system due to global market competition. This enhancement could focus on a variety of performance metrics such as production capacity, work in progress, and cost efficiency. While in terms of exposure to this factor, for work-related musculoskeletal injury, the ergonomic effect of these improvement methods are rarely addressed. Then, according to the European Agency for Safety and Health, over 600 million working days are lost in Europe each year due to work-related illness. Then move to automated decision. The automated decision aids are used in a range of industrial contexts to reduce human cognitive workload and extend work system capability. For example, in healthcare, automated decision aids integrate information to create patient diagnosis and treatment recommendation. While in driving, automated system provide support to drivers by deciding when it is safe to perform a lane change. Then we proceed to causal pathway of WMSD. The workplace biomechanical and psychosocial factor have both been linked to the development of work-related musculoskeletal disorder. For a variety of body part, extensive review have identified force demand on the body, repetition, and working posture as being associated with WSMD type of injury. Then you can see the model presented based on this model show that how strategic decision made by senior manager can constrain the design process. This is the theoretical model describing sources of injury. Then proceed to the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework show that in manual processing, the operation are saddled with high direct labor cost, slow speed of operation, low throughput, and high unit cost. It is also associated with high variability, high flexibility, and low capital cost. When the operation are automated, the expectation is that processing will have low direct labor cost, low unit cost, and low variability. The automation process, however, calls for high capital cost and more skilled labor. The anticipated outcome of using the automation is improved product quality and improved speed and output, while smoothen product variability. The conceptual framework shows the movement from manual process to automation, finally leading to improve the performance.
Assalamualaikum. For the methodology, we have made several considerations on the assessment. First of all, detailed analysis only done for one operator workstation pair from previous system. We also used identical measurement system assumption and we used the same method manual assembly workstation. For the assessment, we have divided into two level assessment, which are production system level assessment and detailed workstation assessment. For production level assessment, a video-based activity analysis preferred to be done for 2 hours on major station of each system. This is aimed to investigate operators' work activities in detail. Each system features were determined, including the number of operator, workstation, manual component assembly workstation, quantity of manually assembled component, and labor input for manual assembly time. The observed data then compare with production record and interview data. For the second assessment, which is detailed workstation assessment, this is an investigation upon duration of exposure to risk-related work posture by analyzing video recording. This is to investigate the technical and ergonomic consequences of the implemented changes at the workstation level. In this assessment, two-dimensional static link segment model was utilized to determine the shoulder moment for each activity in the manual assembly. The video analysis was utilized to identify the duration operations, which was then utilized to calculate the weighted average shoulder moment and cumulative load per product.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Safwan bin Adam Talib, and I will present about the result. Okay, there are 4 types of result, which the first one is implemented physical change to system. Okay, between the batch line system, there was no discernible difference in space used, but in the new design, the post-assembly testing and packaging activities remain intact. Okay, the second result is work organization strategy change. Due to increase in manufacturing output, the corporation was obligated to implement a 3-shift 24-hour structure. Operator operate one workstation during one shift and then switches to a different station for the next shift. Okay, according to management, the use of temporary worker provided production flexibility and allowed for staff reduction, as subsequent automation was expected to reduce the need for operator. Okay. The third result is a system level consequence. Automation of burst assembly and transportation was observed to result in lower labor input per product. Okay, the new line system was significantly more expensive to build than the batch cut system, and it was claimed to require nearly the same amount of quality work, such as inspection and reward. Okay, the next is the last of the result is the workstation level consequence. When each batch was finished, the conveyor system reduced the occasional standing and walking associated with replacing the cutload of item. This manual transfer was replaced with a component placement like button pushing activity. Because the new line system is higher force weighting, operator utilization dropped by 23%. Next, we go to the analysis, which is we have the 2 types of analysis, which the first one is manual work eliminated. Okay, in the work eliminated, the first is the component placement, and second one is the manual soldering, then end trimming of component pins, and the framing of board, and the last one is transport of product. Okay, next we go to the manual work edit. Okay, the first is the cleaning after board cutting, and the second one is the loading case onto conveyor, and the last one is the machine monitoring and maintenance.
So,
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Fikri. I'll talk about discussion and the suggestion. The new system, the implemented line system had a higher production volume and lower product labor inputs than the old batch cut system. The redesign of the production line system, which is the line conveyor system, and the addition of the robotic assembly station. The benefits of the robotic assembly system in the industrial process. The first one is we can improve our labor productivity. The second one is reduction in the cycle time. The third one is a flow space utilization. So the major strategic production decisions made by the technical group, design group, included the automation of the assembly and the automation of the transport into a line system. So the technical design group focusing on the production automation. The second of the work organization group change with optimizing the ergonomics and the task distribution among the operators in the new system. Alright, for suggestion, the layout flow diagram shows that the old batch cut system must be changed to a new line conveyor system. Many problems appear when the several workers experience major issues that could affect the operators' ability to perform in their work efficiently and safely in their workplace. When planning automation, the designer should consider both where work removed and the work remaining. At the organization level, production system, the designer have the substantial responsibility for the ergonomic condition in their systems. Managers should focus on the specific ergonomic performance indicators at the level of the operator risk factor to provide the feedback early in the design process. Designers that handle the productivity system should actively identify and develop the strategies and simultaneously enhance both ergonomics and the productivity in the system. Ergonomic thinking during the design process can improve both safety and productivity at a low cost.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Mirza bin Arif and I will now proceed on the conclusion of the project. So from the study and research done in this project, it can be concluded that as the repetitive assembly work reduce system level operator exposure to manual assembly work, it can also cause the system level WMSD risk. WMSD is said to be work-related musculoskeletal disorder. Besides that, it can also cause increment on the productivity, which will somehow affect the increment of the margin profit of a company. So, nevertheless, the automation of transportation function, which increase both productivity and WMSD risk, causes the manual assembly work to undergo increment in intensity and monotony. There is a suggestion on the technology solution, but the solution somehow indirectly reduces the biochemical exposure latitude and are unable to be solved by adjustment to the workstation layout. The person that has the decisive influences on the ergonomic quality are the production system designers and also the senior decision makers. So